I'm going to use these two O-rings to make this the most efficient. All right, what's going on, friends? In this video, I want to try to explain to you what I think the most efficient way is to run one of these little Chinese diesel heaters. Now, you don't have to 100% have this one. What I'm about ready to do, some of these would be a little bit harder and some would be easier, and I'll show you why. But now, there's a lot of people out there that don't really understand this. There is two intakes on these Chinese diesel heaters. Two. Some of them you only can see the one. Some of them you can see two. Like this one here, this is the H-Calorie Toolbox 2, I think. I will have this down in my description if you want to check it out. Now, I really like the H-Calorie Max. I like the Max, but you cannot see the one intake on the Max. It's there. You would have to take it apart, so you could still use that one. You can still use all these that you can't see that one intake. Now, the one intake, that diesel heater usually will come with something that looks like this for the intake that I'm talking about right now. Okay, now let me show you this. This is the exhaust on this side. The exhaust is going to be a metal pipe. Real simple because it gets hotter than can be. All right, and now on this side, right here, let me unhook this. I don't even have mine hooked up like this. And I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use these two O-rings to make this the most efficient. So this is an intake right here. This one down here is also an intake. This sucks air in, and this sucks air in, okay? This intake you want to have inside your room. Like right now I'm in my garage. So this intake's going to stay in my garage. Or if you're heating a trailer or you're heating your house, this intake would be better if it's inside, okay? It's just like a furnace. If you have a furnace in your house, your furnace is going to have like even if you have ducting, you're going to have some ducts that will push hot air out into the room, and then you're going to have one that's sucking the cold air and then taking it back to the furnace. That's what this is. This is, maybe even if you put this down to the floor, it might even be better. But as long as you keep this inside your apartment or trailer or your camper. But this one right down here, which is where this tube goes, this intake is going to go into the burn chamber. That's what I call it. So that's where it's going to make the flame. That's where the diesel is going to burn. So you need oxygen to make fire. This is going to suck in air, go into the burn chamber, burn, make a flame, and then that air that gets sucked into that little tube goes back out your exhaust, and it goes back outside. This tube has nothing to do with air getting blown into your room or into your garage, or doesn't have anything to do with that. I think some people are a little bit confused on here, that they think the intake should be inside. Yeah, one should be inside and one should be outside. All right, real quick. This Chinese diesel heater right here is kind of similar to the one I'm showing you here in this video. This one, you can see the intake for the burn chamber right here. Same thing. And then there's an intake right here that goes over the heat exchanger. Here's the H-Calorie Max. Here's the intake that goes over the heat exchanger. But you can't see the intake that goes into the burn chamber and out the exhaust. This one goes into the burn chamber, out the exhaust. You don't see it in this one, but it's there. It's inside here. If you take all these screws out, take all these screws out, take all them out, right? When you open that up, you're gonna see this piece right here. The exact same thing. It's in here, and it's in that H-Calorie Max. Right here, this is the exhaust, this is the intake. It's the one that I'm putting outside right now. Every single one of these diesel heaters has this. Even if you do not see it, it may be inside. Some reason, if I flip this thing up on the bottom side, you can see right up in there. Actually, let me look. I don't know if you can see that on this H-Calorie Max. I think I can. Yeah, you can. So if I flip this H-Calorie Max upside down, right there is the intake like this one that goes into the burn chamber. You can see it right there. I don't know why they didn't put it on the outside of this one, and some of the other ones are now on the outside. All of them, every single one of them has two intakes. I just think some of these people here on YouTube are flipping crazy and they don't understand that. So hopefully that helps you understand. So I don't know, keep watching. Now the reason this small one should be outside, this really sucks some air in, right? So if this is sucking air in and that's blowing air out, it's gonna act like this garage, or like if you had this like in your living room or wherever. Like, I don't really recommend using these for heat, but some people are doing that. And if they're going to do that, I'm going to try to explain to you the most efficient way I think it is. I don't want to forget to tell you, if you are running this in your trailer, in your house, shoot, in your camper, anywhere you're running this, like, I've never had a problem with these things, but I recommend having a carbon monoxide detector. Please get a carbon monoxide detector and do all this at your own risk. I don't think your insurance company would be happy that they knew you were heating your house or trailer with this. I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't care, but please get a carbon monoxide detector. You should have one in there anyway, no matter what, because you're just not going to wake up one day if you get carbon monoxide will kill you. You can buy the smoke detector I have actually in here or in my house is a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector. I will put one of those down in my description too. You can buy like a set of 2 of them, and then they kind of work off each other, and you'll be able to sleep a little better at night knowing you got something that'll go off if you get carbon monoxide in your house. This one right here is going to suck air in. That's going to blow air out. So if this is sucking air in and sucking air in and sucking air in and sucking air in and sucking more air in, eventually all the air in your room is going to be gone, right? Well, it's not, because somewhere you probably got windows, and you got, like here in my garage, I got garage doors, and it's going to be sucking in all the cold air in any little crack or crevice in that room. So you're going to be pulling cold air into your room because this thing is sucking. If this is sucking air in, somehow the air in the room's got to get replaced somewhere, and it's going to come in all the little cracks and crevices. And if it's 20 degrees out, you're going to be sucking cold 20-degree air into all them little cracks and crevices in your room. But if you put this outside, you don't have to worry about that. It'll just suck the air in from outside, go into the burn chamber, and go back out. You don't have to worry about sucking cold air into the room. Hopefully I explained that better. If you need, anybody out there needs more explanation, I'll get a little fancy dry erase board out and I'll draw you a little picture. Or if you think I'm crazy, I don't know what to tell you. So we are going to put this one outside along with my exhaust. I already have my exhaust. Now that's the next thing. You just need to get that exhaust and this intake outside somehow. If you don't want to cut a hole in the side of your trailer or the side of your house or even the side of your garage, I made this piece up that went in my window, right? So this was like, I think this is a little bigger than a 2x6. Yeah, say maybe you bought a 2x8. I don't know, you could probably buy a 2x6 even if you want. And then right back here, can you see this piece back here? That is made to put this exhaust right over. So then my exhaust will go outside, right? I'll put that down in my description also. You can buy these all over Amazon, and the exhaust fits perfect on them. Okay, so that's for the exhaust. It's really hard to explain to you exactly how to make this board because every window could be a little different. You're just going to want to make that so it fits almost perfectly in there. So because it's not going to fit real nice and tight down here. The bottom of your window most likely has a little rubber seal or something on it. If it doesn't, make the top of this board, put maybe some kind of rubber seal on it. So this will go down on your rubber seal. Then you also got, hang on, mine fell. Yeah, you got that piece that just fell outside. Let me go get it. All right, so if you are using a window and building a board like this piece here is the piece I made up when I actually used my diesel heater outside. And I only kind of, I think, kept it outside because it kept my wife happy, or it probably would have been a little better to be inside. So I actually had the other two. This, where the hot air comes out, and then the other big intake on the other side. I had 2 spots in here. This is where the hot air went in, and then I had this side where the cold air from my house got sucked in there. But I don't know, anyway, you'd have to watch that video. But I just want to show you this, because this has like, you could use plywood or OSB or whatever, and I put insulation in the middle of that with then this really thin, like 1/4 inch plywood right here. I think. It doesn't, even these sizes don't matter, but I'm just saying I put insulation in this one. Yeah, this stuff here is like actually maybe 3/8 of an inch thick, and this is 3/4 of an inch thick. Say you had like a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch and then insulation board right there maybe. Just something to think that this board would be insulated. I'm just saying if that board's going to be in your window all winter long, it'd be nice to make that so it was insulated somehow. They also make I'll put some down in my description, or no, I'll put what is called right here on the screen. I think it's called a fiber board, and they make like a fiber insulation too. That's real, like, because that'd be one thing. If you would use this kind of insulation, I would be a little scared of the exhaust. The exhaust gets really, really hot, so I would make sure that this insulation here wasn't really, really close to the exhaust. Maybe use some of that fiber board or something, so you could. That fiber board still has like a R rating of maybe like 4, which is probably higher than the plywood. So if you use that fiber board, that stuff doesn't burn till like, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 degrees or something. I'm just saying if we would want to use that to insulate it some and not have to worry about burning. But if you use that 1-inch insulation board like you would buy at Lowe's or something, that stuff probably could melt or burn with this exhaust. So please be very careful. This thing down here in my window, that thing right there would probably help you. I think still some of that's going to get a little bit hot, so you'd have to really be careful there. I was trying to show you this. I have this piece. If you're going to do this in a window, and you have your window like this, there's a big crack right here, and it's going to let cold air in, a lot of cold air. So I have this rubber piece. I don't even know what this is, but you're going to want something to go in that crack. And then when I did this board in my window, I even have a piece of rubber stuff over here because I could feel cold air coming in on this side, and I have some rubber down here at the bottom. I could feel cold air coming in. So whatever you do, you gotta just figure out, you don't want to be trying to heat your trailer or house and then you still got all this cold air coming in. That was my last video, that air conditioner, diesel air conditioner thing. That, I do not recommend doing that to leave in your window all winter long. Like if you're going to do this to heat your house, that was just an experiment, just to show somebody I could put one in there. It did turn out pretty flippin' cool, I think, just because it looks like an air conditioner. But if you're going to do this to really try to to stay warm, I think having this in your house would be the best. I'm going to show you here how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to use this and this. This is 1-inch Schedule 40. And this is actually the stuff you would buy for like electrical stuff. You don't probably have to get right here. This is the I don't know if you need this long a one, but it is sunlight resistant, so if the sunlight would hit it, but it's wire guard, and it's the gray stuff, but it's Schedule 40, 1-inch. I mean, you could get the white stuff, but it's not going to have this big bell right here, like that. See how that's bigger? That's made so you can put 2 of these together like this, really. If you get the white stuff, you could end up using, like, I guess you could still get something like this, and then put that on the end. And that gives you the same size as what this is. This is all 1-inch, so Schedule 40. Let me show you how we're going to do this. This is what I want to go outside. So I got these 2 O-rings right here. These are, if I can find something like this, I'll put it right down in the description. But if you want to go to the hardware store, you're going to want to look for, it'd be 1 1/8 ID and then 1 3/8 OD. The outside diameter is 1 3/8, and it fits like perfectly over these little tubes that come with these Chinese diesel heaters. So you could get 1, maybe get 2 if you want, whatever. But I mean, I guess 2 would work a little better. And then I'd say put them right on the end. But then these are going to slide right into there, okay? But you might have to work at it, like take a little screwdriver. Before I forget to say it too, if you like the hat I have on right here, I'll have a link to the website where it'll take you to buy this hats like this, and you can buy sweatshirts and t-shirts at that same website. But, all right, anyway, you can stick that on there like that. I'm going to work on that. That should fit in there really snugly. Actually, I'm going to get 1 out of my way. Like I said, you could do 1, 2, maybe 1 would be enough, but I just want that to fit tight in there. You don't want a bunch of cold air coming in around that. Yeah, see that? I think I can do that with my hands. Maybe not. That fit right in there. Now that sucker is perfectly tight, and I can probably work it in there further. And then you could work this one in there too, that second O-ring. So that's all I'm gonna do with that. All right, now I'm gonna drill a hole through. Probably be a little easier to do this if you didn't have it in your window, but I'm too lazy to take it out of my window. And I'm using an 1 3/8" hole saw. I think my hole needs to be right there. There we go. And we got a hole. All right, I cut a hole through that with an 1 3/8" hole saw. So that fits that pretty tight. I'm gonna probably maybe, I don't know if I will, but for you, I recommend maybe trying to put some silicone in that little crack because it's gonna leave cold air in. Now I'm just cutting this off. This 90 is nice and sharp. If you get the 90s that go with like the electrical Schedule 40, the really big wide sweep 90s, they would probably be a good idea to use them, but I wasn't sure if I could keep it tight against my house. So I want this to stay tight, so. Okay, there. And then I'm gonna put this 90 on. If you want, you can glue that on or whatever you want. That's what that's gonna go. And then I think I need another piece. I'm gonna go down. I wanna keep it away from this, maybe 17, 18 inches. All right, now before I put that 17-inch piece on that's gonna go down, I'm gonna put this little, I don't know what they call this. It's a little cover that comes with the diesel heaters. It doesn't do nothing but put little holes in it so like bugs and stuff won't go in the end of this. But that will fit in there pretty tight. You can put that in there like that. See that? Fits right on there. And then you can put this piece, which you might want to glue it on there. So you might have to get some glue. There you go. Now this is going to be my cold air intake, the air that goes into my burn chamber, and my exhaust is going to come out right here. Really slick. And that should make that way more efficient. I pretty much got that all done, but like I said, you might want to put some silicone or something in that crack. Now, hopefully you're building this inside where it's not really, really cold out. Gonna want that silicone to dry, and if it's really, really cold, it's gonna be hard for it to dry, but let's get this thing fired up. Now, if you're gonna use this inside, like I said, have a carbon monoxide detector. Please put one of them in your house. And with one other downfall of these Chinese diesel heaters are the fuel lines. If you're gonna use this all flipping winter long, watch them fuel lines or change them out. Buy some good fuel lines. There's people here on YouTube showing you how to change them out. Maybe I'll make another video one of these days of switching out these fuel lines because they are cheap fuel lines and these could get brittle and crack. Make sure that's why I like this diesel heater, because I can look in there and see if anything's leaking or not. But I really like how this one opens up. But you'll have a fuel pump right down here on the bottom. From that fuel pump, it goes out the one side into the heater itself. You can look in this one. I really like that. Now I got one more thing to end this video, and I'm sure some people are gonna comment on here because everybody on YouTube never makes it to the end of your flipping video. There's one more thing you could do to make this more efficient. That exhaust gets really flipping hot, like really hot. All right, so that exhaust is, I will tell you, it's right around 200 degrees. It probably gets hotter than that as it runs. So there are people in here that will take that exhaust and like run it through, get a longer exhaust, and they'll run it through sand or they'll run it through a radiator and then run it outside. But that's up to you. But that's how I think this would run way more efficient. So if you learned something in this video, give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Comment anything. That really helps me out here on YouTube. So yeah, hit that subscribe button to help support this channel. God bless and have a great day.